Welcome to episode 3 of Rebel 204 edition. Today I'm just going to go through hole by hole of the big V, talk about some tactics. Just lately there's been some updates about handicaps. Barnsley's been playing some sizzling golf lately. His last few scores, he was off 19 a couple of weeks ago. He's since gone 36, 36, 38, 40. So I think he's off about 17 or 18 or possibly 17 now. We'll confirm. That could be it for him. I think he's played his last comp game. As for myself, I was off 23 following my last game 2 games ago. I needed 33 points or more to get back to my usual 22. Unfortunately, I sizzled and had 43 points. So that's now put me down to 20, which is a bit of an awkward one. I didn't want to play off 20 on this tour, but take the good with the bad, I guess. A bit of good form leading in can be positive as well. So, we'll see what happens from these latest updates. But I think now we got Fan 21, me 20, maybe 17, Hank 22, Rochi 27. It'll be interesting. But, anyway, back to the big V hole by hole countdown. We've got the first hole, par 4, 331. Not a long hole. I remember it pretty well. You got to go over a bit of water, but it's not a big clearance. It's probably 170 or something to get over. That's if we're playing from the back. I don't know if we're going to play from the back. Can't remember what we did last time, but I think the public play off the whites, so I'll assume this is all off the whites. So we've got 303, so we're only looking at 160 meters to clear that water. There's a big tree. If you go left, you could easily put your tee shot behind that tree. Driver's the danger here because the hole goes dogleg left. You could blow your drive straight through the fairway into the trees straight ahead. I remember doing that a couple of times. Yeah, so probably for me, I'll be looking at maybe a 3-iron here off the tee. And the approach shot is tricky. There's no bunkers. If you're looking at a short iron in over a gully, which I think from memory also may or may not have water, but you don't want to go in there because it's like rocky and stuff from memory. So it's a green that you got to hit, even though there's no bunkers. You got to clear that gully, and it's definitely a hole that you could park, play it easily, or you could blow it out with a bad shot. But, moving on. Hole 2, another short one, 324, but dogleg right. So again, situation is you could blow your tee shot straight through the fairway. 226 it says here to the end, so I'm not going to hit driver there, but this whole setup for Rochi's big banana, I reckon. He could easily donk one to about, again, a short iron in. But here, there's no water off the tee, but there's trees everywhere. There's trees left, there's trees right, there's trees if you go too far. So again, I'll be probably looking at a rescue, I reckon. I'm going to hit a rescue off the tee here. And a rescue will give you a short iron in, around 100 meters. To a green which has not got any water around it, but bunker left, bunker right, trees long and left, so a narrow looking green. Again, one you don't want to miss. It looks like there's a little bit of water in play for your second shot, but again, it would have to be a mully grubber with a short iron. So I don't think it'll come into play. Again, a simple looking hole, but one bad shot is trouble. So first two holes, the biomechanical man with his supreme accuracy will be in full force. Third hole, 370 meter par 4. So we're finally starting to look at some sort of a hole where you might have to get some sort of distance off the tee. Fairway bunkers this time come into play, and this is a hole where you do not want to put your tee shot right. It looks like there's just an abyss of rubble. So if you go in there, it's like going spraying your drive down at Mount Broughton. So again, caution off the tee. If you stray, you want to stray left. For me, for that reason, I'm probably going to take rescue again off the tee. So I'm looking at mid-ish iron in. So given there's fairway bunkers as well, again, accuracy is important, and your second shot's important here. Any miss hit goes into this abyss that I just talked about, because that abyss, if you stray right off the tee, carries all the way across the fairway for your second shot. You got to clear this crappy stuff. So yeah, Rochi, you wouldn't want to be hitting his 3 iron there, his 3 wood or anything that he often hits along the ground. So there's a bailout zone. Your second shot, you could lay up short or go for it. It'll be about 160, 170 meter second shot to go for the green. 120, if you do decide to take a risk and hit driver here, you can get it close to that rubble and hit a wedge or a 9 iron in, but I don't think anyone will take that risk. The green, this one looks pretty straightforward. There's 3 bunkers, but it doesn't look like there's trouble anywhere. Like there's no trees and crap like that anywhere. No one wants to go into a bunker, but that's the worst thing that can happen here. So yeah, another tricky hole. Things could easily go wrong early. Moving on to the 4th, and again, accuracy off the tee. G'day, buddy. Just making a video. Accuracy off the tee essential. It's only 326, so it's a short hole again. But dogleg left, trees left. Trees right. Again, I don't think I'll be hitting driver here. Probably a rescue, because you're only going to be looking at short iron in. But again, accuracy is essential off the tee here. Slight water carry off the tee, but it shouldn't come into play. It's like 50 meters or something.
Are you talking to a video?
I am, buddy, creating a golf video. Biomedicine man, he will again be looking to hit the fairway, as we all will. And a green that, again, like the first, you don't want to go short. It looks like there's some sort of a slight river or something in front of the green, and big deep bunkers in front and big ones up the back. So yeah, again, important approach. So moving on to the 5th, we have our first par 3. I remember this one. It's a nice hole. It's a funny shape and green that sort of diagonally goes top left to bottom right. From memory, here we go. It's 131. So you're not looking at a long shot, but there's 3 bunkers at this front diagonal bit and a big one up the back. So you want to hit it. There's water off the tee, but again, it would require a chomp or something like that to go in. So yeah, straightforward if you hit the green, but those bunkers could make it awkward. Moving on to the 6th, 401 meters, so the longest one so far. Looking at this hole, this will probably be the first time I bring out the dog. You do not want to go right, but at least in my favour here, and fan a slight train track hit. The hole does bend that way, so but you don't want to hit a vicious one because you're in trouble. So I'll be aiming left, trying to hit a fade, giving myself a short, maybe a 150 meter approach to a green, which there's no water or anything on this hole, so the green, it looks like you want to aim left side because there's two big bunkers on the right, and the hole looks like it slopes left to right, so you probably want to aim your approach left. So 6 holes in, looks like the first time I'll be hitting driver. Hole number 7 is our first big par 5. I remember this one. It's my favourite hole on the course, not due to results, but due to the picturesqueness of it. From memory, it's up over the hill for your tee shot, so you can't see much on the tee shot. Just got to hit it straight over the hill. Once you get to the top, you've got vineyards to the left, which I think is a hazard, possibly OB, I'm not sure. You do not want to go left. Trees to the right. 479, so a big drive. You could be thinking getting there in 2, but with danger, not sure anyone will be thinking that. Me personally, I'll probably look at driver off the tee and then possibly even laying up. Maybe even rescue laying up, because if there's no chance of getting there in 2, I don't see the point. So yeah, I'm not sure at this stage, depends on how I'm hitting it. But again here, accuracy. Do not go left. A decent tee shot could get you in a position to take a risk and go for the green in 2. On to the 8th, we got a par 3, carrying water pretty much all the way. 146. If you aim left side of the green, it takes the water out of play, but it brings the bunkers into play. So not an easy shot by any means here. And if people are hitting fades on the day, that water will make you nervous. I'd be thinking the safe play here is hit one to the front of the green, aim front left, so you're short of the bunkers and take the water out of play. I say make a 4 here and get the hell out of there. If you aim at this pin, you're asking for trouble. But if you're playing well enough, then yeah, go for it. Hole 9, 385 par 4. It is straight up the hill. Well, it looks uphill. Straight hole. Not a lot going on here with trees or water out of bounds. So it looks like a driver hole. There's a big fairway bunker on the right, but you don't worry too much about that on par 4s, where it's a pretty straightforward hole. This looks straightforward to me. It looks like a drive up. Give yourself a normal shot in. There's only one bunker on the front left of the green, and not much else. And so yeah, pretty not much to talk about there. Hole number 10, 511 meter par 5, 550 from the back. So it's interesting if we do decide to play off the blacks, but assuming we don't, I kind of do remember this hole. It's a big long par 5. It does go right, but the tee shot is so long that you're not even thinking about the hole going right for your first shot. You need a booming drive down there, and then it starts to go right. So it's definitely a hole where you want to hit a big long straight one off the tee down the hill. But your second shot here, yeah, you're going to have to be laying up. The hole's too far to be thinking of doing anything silly here because there's water left. Any sort of risky shot at the green, you're asking for trouble. John Daly like trouble. So yeah, I'll be thinking driver and then even like a 7-iron to give myself a wedge in, just to take that water out. The green looks pretty straightforward, except for this water. It sort of looks like it goes from the 250 mark all the way up to the green. It looks like a big chunk of water. Fortunately for Rochi, the water is on the left. So, interesting start to the back 9 there. Moving to the 11th, it's 387 metre par 4. Bends slightly to the right. Looks like it's uphill. Looks straightforward, except I can see there is like a river that runs pretty much all the way from about the 100 metre mark all the way up to the green and beyond. So I don't think you can see this off the tee, but this would be something to think about. If you don't know that water's there and you get up there and you're like, oh crap. So this is the sort of thing you want to be looking at before you tee off. You do not want to go right. You want to be hitting your drive, or even in my case, I'll be thinking rescue here, because it's only, I mean, you just don't want to go right. So hitting something left side and giving yourself a long iron in, and again your approach, bail left because there's nothing there, and the only trouble around this green is the water on the right. So I'll be looking to hit a long iron in, aiming left side, hoping the fade brings it back into where I want it. Going for the pin there would be silly unless you got a short iron in, which I won't have if I don't hit driver. Hole 12, interesting longish par 3, 171. It doesn't look right. It says 161 from the back, but 171. Okay, it's coming from a different angle, so maybe it is. But anyway, there's water everywhere. There is a bailout area. So again, like the other water par 3, aim left front, just to take the water out of play. Get your 4 and get out of there, I'd say. There's no bunkers here, which is good. I remember this one. So yeah, it's definitely if you make your par here, you've done well. Just don't go in that water. You can easily make a bogey just bailing left. So I think a lot of people will be thinking left side of the green there. The 13th is a par 4. It sort of goes over a little bit of water on the left. There's water all the way down the left. So yeah, 294. I'll be thinking rescue. No point committing suicide trying to hit a big drive on this one. Not going to reach it anyway, and chances of hitting a good one, you go left, you're gone. You go right, there's bunkers everywhere. Just hit something 200 meters into safety and give yourself, you'll only have a wedge in. Pretty simple, but because there's too much trouble here. So play it safe on this hole. 14th, another big par 5, 443, not a long one, so 443 is a reasonable one. You could risk getting a bomb off the tee and going for it in 2, but I don't see the point. There's water all the way on the right. Looks like your tee shot has water in play, like a river. It runs all the way down the right side, so for me, it's suicide to hit driver, I think. Unless I'm hitting it well. Aim left side of the fairway and look to hit a fade. Because aiming left and hitting a bullet or a hook is not the way you want to go here, because the hole bends right. To be hitting a fan in his train tracks, if he goes left side and brings it back to the middle, it's perfect. He could have enough to go for it in 2, but me personally, I can see here rescue, some sort of 7-8 iron over this little gully and give myself a little wedge in. Not worth the risk off the tee, and the green just has one bunker. A few trees left, but the sort of green you don't want to be hitting from 200 meters out with those trees on the left. Off to the 15th, I remember this one. It's only 296. It looks gettable from where you're standing on the tee, because it's probably, as the crow flies, maybe a 280. And you kind of think, oh, you know, if you're having a bad day, I guess, or a good one, you'd probably go for it. But it's well protected by a lot of bunkers on the right, and there's water carry all the way left. So the sensible play, again, like I've been thinking for a lot of these holes, is rescue, wedge. Now when I say rescue, I'm talking something that goes around 200 to 210. You know, could be, I don't know, it could be 3 wood in people's minds, it could be 3 iron in people's minds. Others who'll just be hitting driver all day, because like Ma hits fairways, he'll just hit his driver all day and it's no problem. Rochi will probably hit driver too, because he doesn't like hitting his 3 wood, I don't think. Train track fan, he likes to hit his driver. But I'm just talking about my own tactics here. I'm thinking here, rescue, avoid the water, pull up short of these bunkers, and then just hit a wedge in. Left side looks the go there. Off to the 16th, 390 par 4. This looks like a drive hole because there's really there's some thin trees on the right, no water. Looks like you don't want to hit a big duck hook, but a pretty straightforward hole, 390 metres. Yeah, if I hit my fade up there, it doesn't matter, it's just a few thin, small-ish trees, nothing really that can hurt you. So I think that'll be only like the 3rd or 4th time I pull out the dog. And then you're only looking at, 7, 8, 9 iron in. Probably aim, go right side of the green for this one, because it looks like there's nothing out there on the right, and a couple of bunkers left. And that'll be my tactic. And 17th, we've got 153 metre par 3 with water carry. It's not water all the way, but water, you will go in the water if you go at the pin and you come up short. Bailout is right. So the sensible play is hit something right side of the green. So at least if you slightly mishit your ball, you won't be wet, but you probably won't make birdie and may not make par. Right side of the green and a long 2-putt, or if you're playing well, confident, go for it. It's only 153 metres, so if you're hitting your 7s, 6, 7, 8 irons well, and yeah, go for it. I mean, it's probably 130 metre carry over the water, so you'd have to hit it pretty 20 metres. It's fat to go in. Last hole, remember it. Don't want to go right because there's long, big, tall timber right. But no, nothing that'll get your ball wet or OB or anything. It's a 360 metre from memory. It's a drive hole. It is shaped for the Murray and Fan type train track. And a good drive here will give you a wedge in to a green that is big. And a lot of bunkers left. It's a pretty straightforward hole, looking like it to me. So the drive will probably come out there no matter what's going on. But yeah, that's my analysis of the V. I've been trying to get into the habit of playing these Sydney courses as if they're Rebel Tour courses. So at Ascot the other day, I'm hitting only a driver 6 times out of 11 or whatever it is, 12 holes where I would normally hit driver. So I hit 6 drives and then I hit 5 rescues and a 3 iron off the tee, just because I wanted that Rebel Tour, the habits of playing a Rebel Tour. Man, I don't think I can win this thing. I don't even care. I don't really want to win, but at the end of the day, we're just mates having fun on the course. But I just want to play all right, challenge myself, improve. I've been stuck for 10 years playing this level of golf, and whilst it's not annoying, it's like, you enjoy it more if you play better. And I think it's probably it's getting too late to be changing my swing and thinking mechanics. You know, you got 30-year, 20-year habits ingrained in you. Tried to change my mechanics a few times. It hasn't worked. So me, I'm thinking lately I've just tried to compact my swing just to get it accurate and think more about my shots. Something I don't normally do. Normally I just hit driver everywhere and then just try and smash everything at the pin. But now, 4 games ago at Riverside, I played well. And last game I played well because in my mind I did those things. I went away from that a couple of games at Muirfield trying to play the flashy, Garcia golf. It burnt me, and that is certainly the sort of, you don't want to be doing that at the vintage. So I needed to start thinking about going to Asquith and playing as if it's the vintage. And a couple of holes I hit 7 irons laying up on par 5s, and even a par 4. The last hole at Asquith is a long par 4. I sort of skied my tee shot. And there's no chance of hitting the green in 2, so I just hit a 7 iron up there and gave myself a wedge in. And those are the sort of things that I'm hoping those habits will help me, not to win this thing, because it doesn't matter, but I just want to try and improve and walk away knowing that I didn't, quit or give up or just brain explode. So 90 holes is a long time. As I said last episode, this is a marathon, not a sprint, and you're not going to lose it in one hole, because a wipe is a wipe. Like, you shoot 20 on one hole, no one cares. It's a wipe, as opposed to the 2-pointer being the result you're after. So you're not going to lose it on one hole, but bad habits over time, and you certainly will. So that's what I'll be thinking about. But man, this is really looking forward to this tour. 12 months, it just seems like an eternity, and really looking forward to the vintage. Haven't played at a course this nice for a while. The last tour, the courses were okay, but nothing like this. So for me, day one at the Big V is what it's all about. And I could be nervous on that first tee. Could have the shakes, but those nerves are good. It means you're not dead on the inside. So even Ma he's showing some human signs coming into this tour. He's sizzling, and it's good to see everyone pumped. And look forward to catching you all on the first at the Big Bad V. Anyway,